Take this overboard now.
What's good, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I am here with the Traitors Season 3, Episode 1-3 review. I asked you guys on my community page, would you like for me to review this season? And a bunch of you said yes, so here you go. But before we get into the episode breakdown, let me inform you on who is on this season of the Traitors. We got Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules, Robin, Roberto, Donald, Geraldine, Joshua, Stevie Nicks, Dixon from The Real Housewives of Potomac, Jeremy Collins from Survivor, Caroline Weiger from Survivor, Dylan Efron, who is Zac Efron's brother, his fond brother, yes sir, Nikki Garcia, aka Nikki Bella from the WWE, Brittany Haynes from Big Brother, Dolores Catania from The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Gabby Wendy, I believe she's from The Bachelor, Danielle Reyes from Big Brother, Chriselle Strauss from Selling Sunset, Dorinda Medley from The Real Housewives of New York, RuPaul's Drag Race winner Bob the Drag Queen, Tony, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I believe he's from Survivor, Bob Harper, who is a personal trainer on reality shows, model and actor Sam, who was previously married to Britney Spears, Lord Iver Mountbatten, who is, I believe, a third cousin of Prince Charles, Sierra Miller from Summer House, she's also a model and nurse, Wells Adams from The Bachelor, and lastly, model and Real Housewives of Dubai reality star Chanel Ayan. So after all of the contestants arrive to the mansion in Scotland, they are introduced to the host, Alan Cummings, and they're also introduced to a new twist. So immediately, Survivor player Rob Mariano is introduced to the other contestants. And Alan tells them that if one person comes up and shakes his hand, that Rob will be placed into the game. But the caveat is that if he is put into the game, the person that shook his hand can eliminate one of the players. So everybody looking around like, oh my God, this will be a great chance to get so-and-so out or whatever. The lady Carol from Survivor really wanted to get in there and get out Tony from Survivor, but she didn't do it. She was like, too soon, too much. So Rob was pissed that he wasn't able to get in the game. But the contestants are already looking at each other like, oh, this is getting real now. Like, we are really, truly in the game of the Traitors. So after that, they go into the house. They're looking around and everything. And I did some research because Sharita asked me, do they really sleep in that mansion? And I thought that they did until I Googled it and found out that no, they don't sleep in that mansion. That mansion is actually like a tourism like spot in Scotland. So they film the breakfast scenes there and the dinner scenes or whatever and the round table. And then after that, they go back to the hotel. They stay at the Marriott Ivor Hotel. That's where they stay. And then Alan Cummings stays in an Airbnb. So they don't really sleep there. But they all go around the round table and Alan tells them that he's going to pick the Traitors. So they all get masked up. He goes around the table and he taps Bob the Drag Queen, Carol from Survivor, and Danielle from Big Brother, right? So at this point, they don't know who the other traitors are. So they do their first competition, their first challenge, and the object is for them to row this boat, and they have like 4 different stops where they have to get a gasoline, little fuel bottle, nothing's in it, and then they have the opportunity to collect $40,000 to add to the cash prize for the winners at the end. So as they're doing this and they get to each point, they find out that 2 people have to stay back, right? And those 2 people that stay back on this buoy, they don't get the chance to win a shield. And if you get a shield, that saves you from getting unalive that night by one of the traitors, right? Well, by the traitors. So at each checkpoint, it's already starting to show that all of the women are the ones stepping up. None of the guys want to step up and do it. And so everybody getting mad, like this some BS. Bob was the only one that stood up for the ladies. Like, nah, we can't continue to do this just picking the girls. Like, that's fugazi or whatever. He actually put himself behind on one of the buoys. And it was like the guys were not willing to step up at all because they really wanted the shield. So the women are already starting to see that it's kind of like women versus men, because the guys is like, y'all, like, I ain't trying to get smurdered, okay? So after the game is over, the people that were left in the boat get to go back to the crib. Meanwhile, the other contestants that were left on the buoys had to stay out there even longer because they had to get picked up by somebody. So everybody else then went back into the house, changed back into their clothes, eating dinner. And Dorinda was one of the people on the buoy, Bob the drag queen, Dolores, and I can't think of the other people. But baby, y'all already know Dorinda Medley does not play. She was pissed because they was cold. Everybody else already back at the crib eating. They didn't even wait on them or anything. So Dorinda was very vocal about that. And y'all already know when Dorinda gets vocal, that tongue can be really biting. And she had an attitude. And so it kind of rubbed some people the wrong way. And I was like, Dorinda, I understand that this is your personality, but it's too much too soon. Too much too soon. And you just can't pop off like that. But Bob was pissed off too. Like, a lot of the people that were still left on the buoys was mad. So that night, the 3 traitors go up to their little room or whatever, and they reveal themselves. And they are shocked because none of them suspected the others. So when it's time to decide who they're going to unalive that night, Dorinda's name comes up. And I can't remember if Carol didn't want to unalive her or if she did. I just know that Carol and Danielle was very combative and was going at each other. And at first, Carol was rubbing me the wrong way because she just would not budge and was just being like stubborn, you know. And Danielle wasn't backing down. Bob in the middle enjoying them fighting because he messy. But in the end, they decided to unalive Dorinda because they could pin it on whoever she was in there going off on about them being left behind. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Tony or Zac Efron brother. I can't remember. But they was like, we could easily try to pin it on that person because it'll be obvious, right? So the next morning when everybody gathers for breakfast, Dorinda is the one that doesn't come back in. And they realize that she has been unalived by the traitors. And everybody is shocked, right? So one housewife down. Robin is getting into the mix, I see. Like, she's being very vocal. Like, she's getting in there. And if I was kind of shocked, I'm gonna be honest with you, because she was quiet in the beginning. But after that, it's like she started speaking up and speaking her mind and stuff. And y'all know how I feel about Robin. She gets on my nerves. I want her to be gone. I need somebody to unalive her really quickly so she can get off my screen. But I feel like she's playing a little bit too hard, being too vocal, being too upfront. Like, in a game like the Traitors, you got to sit back and chill and relax. Like, let other people take the shine, take the forefront, be vocal. You got to make it so they forget about you. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Robin, you're going to put a target on your back. But hey, it is what it is. Because I'm so glad Rob Dixon isn't here. So that night at the round table, everybody gets to go at each other and say who do they feel is possibly a traitor, right? And so in the end, they all think that Wells from The Bachelor, Bachelorette, or whatever is the traitor. He goes up front and he reveals that he, in fact, is a faithful. And everybody's shocked. They can't believe it. They messed up. That's one person down from the faithfuls, and they still have the traitors in the house. So everybody like, oh my God, we messed up and eliminated somebody that didn't deserve to be eliminated. So after that, we find out that Alan did not make Rob from Survivor go home. In fact, Rob is still there. And he informs Rob that you're going to be in this game. Oh, yeah, you're going to be in the game. And to make it even better, I'm going to make you a traitor. They should have brought you into the game when I asked, because now you're a traitor. So now we have 4 traitors, right? Which I was shocked by because last season we only had 3. So he like, game on. Now, I don't watch Survivor anymore. I haven't watched Survivor since like maybe season 3 or something like that. But everybody's afraid of him. Everybody is scared of Rob. He is a cutthroat player, and like everybody, like, you don't want to go up against him. Like, he's sly as a fox. Like, you would not see him coming. So the fact that he's a traitor is like cray cray. But Alan also reveals not only are you coming into the house, but we got 2 more players that are coming in the house too. So we then find out that my boy West from the challenge and my boy Derek, who won his season of Big Brother, are coming in the house as well. So now we really got some gamers in the house. All 3 of them are cutthroat. Wes is a master manipulator. Derek is a manipulator. I don't know about this Rob guy, but he seems like a beast. Wes is a competition beast. Derek is a police officer, so he really know how to talk to people and get in your head and find out stuff. But they're faithfuls. They don't know that Rob is a traitor. They think that Rob is a faithful right along with them. So then Alan introduces the 3 of them into the house, and everybody is shocked. They're stunned that these 3 new players are in the house. So they do a competition where they can gain, I think, more money or something like that with these coins. That night, the traitors meet up and they get a knock on the door, and they're like, what is going on? Who is that? And then that's when Rob comes in and reveals himself. And they like, oh my God, you're a traitor. And they were like, did you suspect any of us? And he was like, nah, I didn't suspect any of y'all at all. But in his confessional, he was like, why they pair me with these dimwits? He was mad, okay? Mad. So it comes down to who are they going to unalive tonight. And once again, Carol and Danielle are going at it. They cannot agree on who to schmurder. Bob wants to eliminate a housewife. He wants to just have pure chaos and confusion going on in the house. And Carol is like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that we should unalive another housewife. It's too obvious. Like, But they decide to go with Bob's idea and unalive another housewife, right? So the next morning when everybody gathers for breakfast, Chanel is the one that does not come back. And I was like, no, because I really love Chanel. And Chanel is funny. Her personality is great. Everybody was shocked, and everybody was like, who would want to unalive Chanel? Like, Chanel is not a threat to anybody. Like, what is going on? So everybody is really in a panic. But before they found out who had been unalive, Danielle was doing team too much. She just talking and talking and talking. I think personally it could be such and such and such and such. And Rob looking at her like, if you don't shut up, like you're nervous talking almost, you know? And if I was in the house and I was a faithful, I would have been paying attention to that. Like, why is she talking so much? She would have immediately been on my radar. Immediately. So Dylan Efron suspects Bob the drag queen because he has been too vocal, talking too much, drawing attention to himself. Now, is Bob funny as that one thing? Yes, he is funny. I love his personality, but he's coming into the game playing too hard, too fast. And this is a rookie mistake that a lot of people do on like Big Brother and The Challenge. He's just doing team too much and he thinks that he's smarter than everybody else. And it's just like, calm down, because now you're drawing attention to yourself. And Tony from Survivor suspects Danielle because she doing team too much. Just yapping. And I'm like, y'all stupid. Shut it up. Why don't you? Word gets back to Bob and Danielle that Dylan and Tony both suspect them. So Bob is like, if he say my name at this round table, I'm about to go in and let have. Danielle was just like, I got you, period. Let's go. So of course, when they get to the round table, Dylan brings up Bob's name and Bob goes off checking him and was like, you are delusional. Your drag name should be delusional. I think that's what he said, or no, misguided or something. It was funny AF. But he was like, I am not a traitor. It is not me. And Robin, he suspected, Dylan Efron also suspected Robin. Now, Robin isn't a traitor. She's a faithful. But like I said, her being so vocal and always having something to say is painting a target on her back. They going at it. And the focus is still kind of on Bob. So Rob, this is why he's a good player, steps in to save Bob as a traitor by saying that he felt some type of way because he gave Tony from Survivor a shield and he didn't come and have a conversation with him afterwards, didn't talk to him, didn't say thank you, any of that. And he was like, it made me feel weird. Like, why is he avoiding me? Is he a traitor? And so the dude, Tony, was like, are you serious? And he was like, hey, I'm just saying, like, I ain't trying to be mean and malicious, but like, you didn't even come talk to me after that. So now he didn't put the bug in everybody else's head to think that Tony is a traitor. So now everybody at the table literally is saying Tony's name. And Tony was pissed. Like, he looked like he was about to cry. So when he gets called up to the front to reveal if he's a traitor or a faithful, he reveals that he is in fact a faithful, and everybody is shocked because, oh, let me say this. Robin was very vocal once again, just like she was in the last round table, saying that she thought it was Well. She thought it was Tony. And people gonna start looking at her like, everybody that we getting out, Robin's been very like, it's that person, and it ain't been that person. So they're gonna start looking at her like she's a traitor. So he gets up there and he reveals that he's a faithful, and he looks at Rob and was like, you're a sellout, and leaves. And everybody was like, whoa, like that's a lot. Like, where'd that come from? Like, that was mean and unnecessary, and it made him look bad. And Rob really, soaked it up, played it off like, I can't believe he said that to me after I, gave him the shield and this, that, and the third. Like, nobody's suspecting Rob. And after the round table, Bob and Dylan talk, and Bob tells him, like, I didn't even know you had that in you. He was like, but seriously, I'm not a traitor. Like, if you want to continue to come for me, you can. And Dylan was like, I don't even think you're a traitor anymore. Like, I believe you, this, that, and the third. And they hug it out and everything is good. But in his confessional, he was like, oh, I still 100% believe that Bob is a traitor. I just got to get receipts. So when I come at him again, I can present the group with this, that, and the third. And I was like, ooh, child, it is getting juicy. Then Alan tells the traitors that they have to make a short list of who they want to unalive. But the gag is that they have to write the names down and put it in this coffin that's planted around the mansion in plain sight. Like anybody can catch them doing this. So after they're told this, everybody's eating dinner and stuff, talking and all of that stuff. And they all go missing because they're in like this secret room or whatever together talking. Now the secret room is literally a door that you enter from the bar area where everybody is. So people in and out of this room. I'm like, why would y'all go in there? Why on God's green earth would all of y'all go in this room together that's a secret room separate from everybody else? Dumb move. I'm looking at the TV like, I cannot believe that they are all in there together. That is so stupid. So they in there trying to figure out who they gonna put on the list. I can't even remember who they decided to put on the list. Mind you, if you're in the room and they talking loud enough, you can hear them in there. The Gabby girl from the Bachelor, whatever, comes in there to get a bottle of wine or something, and she hears a noise. So she steps out, but then steps back because she like, I know I ain't tripping. I heard something. And Danielle and Carol come out the room, and she goes back inside the bar, and it goes off. And I'm like, y'all done got caught. Y'all done got caught. Unless y'all are able to play this off with the perfect lie, y'all got caught. And y'all stupid. Y'all stupid because if the guys follow y'all out of there, all of y'all caught. All of y'all caught. I'm like, that is such a stupid rookie move for all of y'all to be in one room together. Make it make sense. Y'all dumb. But I gotta say, episode 1 through 3 was really good. I watched them back to back to back. I'm loving this season. Right now, who I think is playing the game right is Sierra. She's very under the radar. Nobody's checking for her. Chrishell's name has been thrown out or whatever. But I think Sierra is playing a good game because she's being quiet and she's laying low. I think so far Wes is playing a good game. I think that, who else? Nikki is playing a good game, but Nikki is the strongest girl there as well. So sooner or later, a target is going to be placed on her back. The Gabby girl, ain't nobody suspecting her. Who is this? Brittany from Big Brother. I love her. Nobody's checking for her at this point. Nobody's checking for Tom Sandoval, which is good. I'm so mad that Dorinda got kicked off first. I think that she would have been one to reckon with. I think that she would have been so good on the show. And it's kind of like bittersweet because her and Ayan are already gone and they were such good personalities for the show. So that kind of sucks. But I'm digging this season thus far. I'm really digging this season and I'm looking forward to seeing how everything is going to play out. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about episodes 1 through 3 of the Traitors. Who do you think is playing really good and who do you think is playing a bad game? Let's talk about it. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.